My ex cheated and got pregnant by a guy she didn't know and still can't find. She and her family want me to raise her daughter as mine, alongside our son, so they can be brought up the same. I told her that her side baby and her family's wishes aren't my problem. We were together 4.5 years. Had a son when I was 23. Found out she was pregnant again when he turned 2. She swore it was mine. Something felt wrong, so I pushed for a paternity test. Turns out my gut was right. My son was mine. Her daughter wasn't. She admitted she hooked up with some guy at a bachelorette party. Didn't even get his last name. Her parents sat me down 3 days after the results came back. Said the kids would grow up confused if they were treated differently. That I should be the bigger person and raise both of them as mine. I packed my stuff that night. The custody battle was surprisingly clean. 50-50 split. No marriage meant no assumptions about paternity. I documented everything. Every text, every email, every request to involve her daughter in my life. For 2 years it was manageable. Quick exchanges. Minimal contact. Then last month something changed. She started showing up during my custody weeks. Always with her daughter. Always with some excuse. Car trouble. Babysitter canceled. Emergency at work. Last week she knocked on my door at 7 p.m. Our 4-year-old son was eating chicken nuggets at the table. Her 3-year-old daughter was crying in the car seat visible through the window. I need you to watch both of them for 2 hours. It's an emergency. I crossed my arms. What kind of emergency? My sister's in the hospital. I need to be there. Call your parents. They're out of town. Please, just this once. I looked past her at the little girl in the car. She had the same dark hair as my son. Different eyes, though. I felt nothing. She's your daughter, not mine. Not my responsibility. She blocked the door with her foot. You're really going to make a 3-year-old sit in a hospital waiting room for hours because you're petty? I'm going to make her mother handle her responsibilities. Move your foot. She did. I closed the door. My son asked why his sister couldn't come inside. I told him the same thing I always do. She has her own daddy somewhere. I'm just yours. That night, her mom called. Didn't even say hello. Just started in. You know what kind of man punishes a child for her mother's mistakes? A pathetic one. I stayed calm. I'm not punishing anyone. I'm setting boundaries. She cries every time her brother leaves. Did you know that? She asks why daddy doesn't love her. Then her mother should find her actual father and explain it to her. You could be that father if you weren't so selfish. I hung up. The next day, my ex texted me. Asked if we could meet somewhere public to talk. I agreed because my lawyer said documented communication was better than her showing up unannounced. We met at a coffee shop. She showed up 20 minutes late with both kids. I didn't ask you to bring them. I don't have a sitter. They'll play outside where we can see them. We sat by the window. Both kids were on the playground. My son was pushing her daughter on the swing. Look at them, she said. They're siblings. They love each other. That's between them. Has nothing to do with me. She pulled out her phone, showed me a video. Her daughter was crying, asking why her brother got to go to daddy's house and she didn't, asking what she did wrong. This is what you're doing to her. I pushed the phone back. This is what you did to her when you couldn't keep track of who you were sleeping with. Her face went red. I made a mistake. One mistake. Haven't you ever messed up? Not in a way that created a whole human being I can't take responsibility for. She's 3 years old. She doesn't understand why you hate her. I don't hate her. I don't feel anything about her. She's a stranger. That's when she started crying. Right there in the coffee shop. Said I was the only father figure her daughter would ever know. That she'd tried everything to find the guy from the bachelorette party. Dead ends everywhere. I stood up. That's not my problem to solve. Her sister DM'd me on Instagram that night. Long paragraph about how I was setting an example of conditional love for my son. How he'd grow up thinking family meant nothing. Then her friend piled on. Said I was being misogynistic. That I wouldn't act this way if she'd had another son instead of a daughter. I blocked them both. Yesterday she sent me a photo. Both kids holding hands at a park. The caption said, they don't understand why you hate her. I blocked the number. Called my lawyer. He sent a cease contact letter this morning. Any future communication has to go through him. This morning her sister posted on Facebook. Didn't use my name, but the details made it obvious. Called me a deadbeat who picks and chooses which kids to love. Said some men don't deserve to be fathers. The comments were split down the middle. Half called me heartless. Half said I was setting healthy boundaries. I don't care about either side. Here's what I know. That little girl deserves a father. A real one who chose to be in her life. But that person isn't me, and no amount of guilt trips will change that.